Hello, friends, and welcome to another Sunday night stream. How y'all doing? How's your weekend been? How's your week been? I haven't seen you in 2 weeks because I canceled last week's stream because I was getting stabbed, and by getting stabbed, I mean I got a tattoo. And I came home and I was like, so I kind of just laid down and didn't stream. Hello, Madison. Welcome. Home Slice? I haven't seen or heard anyone use Home Slice in a while. That's a good one. Let me know what you got going on tonight. All that jazz. You all know the questions. I am going to be doing my normal stuff, my bullet journaling. Right now, I'm making my to-do list for tomorrow. That's the first plan of action. Here in spirit, watching Loki on my iPad laying down, still in recovery mode. Fair enough. Thank you for stopping by. I hope recovery goes well from whatever you're recovering from, even if it's just existence, because you know what? Sometimes you really do gotta recover from that. I gotta get my words in the right order. And hello, Margot. How are you doing? I have been reading most of today, just like yesterday. Yesterday, if you weren't at Katie Ann's stream, I was reading Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross for the entire day, and I read the entire book yesterday and had a really good time. And so today I started my next Rebecca Ross read, which is The Queen's Resistance, the sequel to The Queen's Rising, and thankfully this one is better than the first one was, because the first one, I've made this comparison so many times, but the first book, The Queen's Rising, reminds me of that Bob's Burgers quote where I think it's Tina says, if Jessica were a spice, she'd be flour. That's what that book is to me. Like, it's not bad, it's just bland. This one is still not, like, great. I feel like it's not anything special, but, like, it's definitely better. I'm enjoying more than I'm not enjoying in it. So, that's good. I've read, like, 300 pages of it, and I have, like, 200 left to go. I'm not finishing it today, but that's how I spent pretty much all of my day. Margot says, I'm good, making lunch, then hoping to get some revising done. Nice. I had dinner like an hour ago to prepare for the stream. I had pierogies, and they were very good. And I'm very cold, but like I might still have ice cream during one of these sprints because it's in the house, and I am very weak-willed. I love ice cream, so I might be having ice cream at some point. Crystal says chronic pain just be chronic. So let's call it existing. Yeah, 2 more weeks till I get to talk to specialist people to see about fixing my bullshit. Fair enough. I feel you on that. If it were a spice, it'd be flowers, an amazing description. Yeah, I've been saying that about it, and I've also been saying "Go girl, give us nothing," because I think that is a hilarious quote too. If you don't know, that's a line that was originally someone commenting on a Dua Lipa performance where she just wasn't, like, the dance was super simple, and people were very unimpressed by it, and so someone said, "Go girl, give us nothing," and that line has lived in my head for years at this point. It's very funny. Yeah, I am glad that this book is better. It's also extremely fast paced, which is how I was able to get through like 300 pages today, which is great. I am very glad that it's not slogging. Amazing. And hello, we have a JK here. How's it going? How are you? What are you working on? Oh, I apparently have the hiccups. Or maybe just one hiccup? I don't know. That took me by surprise. I'm just doing my bullet journaling, and I'm also watching the latest VOD from Secret Sleepover Society, as I do on most Sundays. I'm sure y'all already know. I've talked about this channel so many times. It's a husband and wife duo who play video games together. Today's VOD is they're playing a game called The Root Trees Are Dead. This is their second stream that they've played this game, and it's like an investigative game where you're trying to piece together a family tree using different like clues and searching the internet and stuff like that, and it's really cool. It's got like a retro kind of feel, like 90s, I guess. And I really liked the first one, so I'm glad they continued playing the game in a second stream, and now I get to watch the VOD of it. And yes, Margot is doing some Draft 2 revising, and Crystal is dopamine farming by watching all things Loki. Yeah. I can't blame you for that, Crystal. That is completely understandable. We are going to do our usual bee timers. I did think about switching it up. I did come very close to opening the Pizza Rat timer. So, I mean, if you guys want, if we want to switch it up a little bit, we can do the bee timer, or we could switch it up and do the Pizza Rat timer. I'm okay with either one. Just let me know. I can actually show you what they both look like for anyone who might not be familiar. Ooh, come on. That's not what I wanted to click. And we're gonna pull that up. So we could do 4444 honeybee timer. Oh, hey, JC. Welcome. How are you doing this evening? It feels weird saying evening because it's pitch black out, but it is technically only a little past 6, at least for me. I don't actually know what time zone you're in, JC. We all know how I feel about my Marvel boyfriend. Yeah, so we could do this timer, or there's a 5555 Pizza Rat, which has little, I'll show you, little rats down at the bottom, and they dance. So, let me know if you guys want to do a 4444 or 5555. What are the vibes? We could also switch it up and do one of each, and then we'll see how that goes. I'm open to opinions. JC says I'm hanging in there, recovering from a cold, and okay, you are in Eastern time zone like me. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that you've been having a cold. That sucks. So annoying. I am also recovering because I got my tattoo last weekend, and that always, like, it's called the tattoo flu because your body's immune system is working on healing a wound, because a tattoo literally is just a wound. And so I've been feeling a little under the weather, and then my period decided to hit the same day. So I've been dealing with that for the past week. It's been great doing that at the same time. Highly recommend. Totally not being sarcastic at all. But tattoo is healing nicely. Right now it is peeling, which is normal. It is very itchy, which is not fun. But it's normal. That's how it goes. Zalrat is chonker to be indecisive, do both. Well, we have to decide which one to do first. Yeah. My period came a week early, which is so annoying. I did not want to deal with both of them at the same time. But now I'm, like, fine. I'm still dealing with them a little bit, but I'm past the worst of it. So at least there's that. Yeah, who told Mother Nature she could visit right now? Right. So rude. But doing better. Here, hanging out with you guys. Great time. I'm very excited. I love chatting with everyone. It's the highlight of my week, so I need a sip of my water. So I did refill my water, and then I drank most of it before the stream, so I only have half a glass. So that's on me. Someone needs to call Mother Nature's manager and lodge a complaint. Yeah. That's really funny. Why don't we start off with the Pizza Rat, just because that's the tab I'm currently open on, and then we can do the Honeybee afterwards. You guys ready to do a big chunky sprint? I mean, 44-44 is also chunky, but 55-55 is very chunky. So, I feel that way every month. Okay. We can get started on our first sprint. Um, yeah, I don't have any questions. We move, exactly. Sometimes I try to think of questions to ask during the sprint, but I'm not really good at doing that, so I don't have one. We'll just watch the dancing pizza rats and be back. I don't think there's a 66-66. You'll have to ask her about that one. Yeah. We'll come back after these pizza rats. Okay, friends, that was the end of sprint number 1. Be sure to let me know how that went for you guys. I did see Madison said she was going to go and be brave. Madison, how did that go for you? And we were also joined by Alice and Bombastus. So welcome, friends. I have some boring chores to get done. Yeah, that was me earlier today. I mopped the bathroom floor, and we also washed the bath towels. I should have done the dishes, but I don't think that's happening till tomorrow. That's fine. What did I do during that sprint? I did my journaling for the evening. Excuse me. And then I fed the cats, and I did, in fact, have some ice cream. And it was delicious. And now I'm extra cold. And I have nothing else to do for the rest of the night, so I'm just going to keep watching this VOD. Madison said, I ventured into the kitchen while the roommate has friends over. Terrifying. Worse that I must do it again to make dinner. Oh, but you've already done it once, so the next time's going to be easier. You were very brave, Madison. I'm very proud of you. Margot says, ate my lunch and revised 700 words. Yay! Aw, I've done enough for today. I think you're good. Yeah, honestly, the floor in the bathroom probably should have been mopped a long time ago, like an embarrassingly long time ago, and then it took me 10 minutes. Genuinely, I don't know why I put it off for so long. It was so simple and fast, and now it's done. But yeah, does that happen to anyone else where you're like absolutely dreading a task and you put it off for like sometimes weeks, and then when you do it, you're like, wow, that was actually the easiest thing in the entire world? Because that happens to me a lot, I feel like. All the time, yeah. I don't know how to fix that. I should probably work on that though. 100% every day. Alice says, I am procrastinating. I need to do my reading pages, 98 to keep up with the TBR, and my words. But what is Alice doing? She's making a spreadsheet for an exercising goal for the year. I mean, that's still productive. It might not be like the things on your immediate to-do list, but I feel like that's still something that is helping you. So it's not like you're procrastinating by like scrolling. You're being productively procrastinating. So, but I feel that I do productive procrastination a lot, where I'm like, I don't want to do this one thing, so let me clean the entire house or something. I do that a lot. I did my spreadsheet for Finish It February. I made all the colors look really pretty. So I'm proud of that. I made, since I'm not tracking words for that, I'm tracking my reading because I have a very long TBR for the month. I made a little graph that looks like a library checkout card where they like you put your name and the date and everything, but instead it's a list of like the books I'm reading and how many pages each of them are. And I think it turned out super duper cute. So I'm happy with that. Definitely me, worse. Even if there's a smaller, easier task, I won't do it if I have other tasks that I've told myself I need to do first. Yeah. Thank you. So what I do is I have my to-do list, and so like this top section was today's to-do list, and I list 2 things next to each other just to save space. And I have a tendency for no reason to like get caught up in the order that I've written them. So like if I have wash the dishes written down and then below that I have some other task, work on writing, I will like get it in my head that I can't do the writing until I've done the dishes because I wrote do the dishes like above work on writing, which makes no sense. Like, it's literally just written down in the order that they come to me. I don't have to do them in a specific order, but sometimes my head is like, no, you have to check them off down the line. I don't know. I don't know why I do this to myself. But I feel like that's not an uncommon thing for people to like get in their heads about something, and like it has to be done the right way or you might as well not do it at all, which like is so silly cuz 99% of the time there's no right way to do something. So I don't know. Thank you. I'm I'm glad someone out there understands cuz sometimes I get to the point where even I'm like, okay, this is absolutely ridiculous, and yet I can't stop. So, I don't know. I do have wash dishes on the to do list since I didn't do it today, but I put it last. So I'm probably not going to do that until tomorrow after dinner ish. And I know it's going to be awful because then I'll have 2 days worth of dishes to wash. But it's fine. I try to do the dishes every day. It doesn't always happen. Especially when we have dinners that take like all the big pots and pans, and I hate washing those. It's so annoying. I actually have a very light to do list for tomorrow, so that's fun. I'll probably think of more tasks actually tomorrow to add to the list, but for now, the list is quite small, which is a relief because sometimes it gets to be like 20 tasks on a day, and I'm like, yeah. Did everyone share with me how that went? I feel like everyone was talking about it. I don't know. I have my cup in front of the time, so I don't know how long we've been chatting because I also don't want to be like rushing people if y'all want to chat, but also we can hop into the next sprint. We are did the bees because we did the rats. I have an hour and 28 minutes of this VOD to watch. Well, less than that, because I don't watch the ending of the VOD where they're just like listing out their subs and stuff. I have an hour and 23 minutes. So I don't think I'm going to get through it in 2 sprints. Am I? Oh, yeah, because 45 plus 45 is an hour and a half. So as long as I don't pause it to do something else, because that's something I'm known to do, I suck at getting through videos. I will pause after like 3 minutes and go do something else, even if I'm enjoying the video I'm watching. Yeah, that's my goal for our 2 sprints coming up, because we do have 2 more sprints, is to get through this VOD. Happy to sprint. Okay. Then we will sprint. We're going to do the honeybee timer. So I will see you guys on the other side of the bees. Okay, friends, that was the end of sprint number 2. Oh, I'm getting eepy. Ugh. I did, in fact, watch more of the VOD that I'm watching, and I also chatted with a friend for a bit. So, how was that for you guys? Scroll back on the timer so that it's ready when we go to do our next one. Ooh, Margot had a mini breakthrough on what to replace a chapter with. That's so exciting. I have a hair in my mouth. That's less exciting. And JC did more social media scheduling while fixing dinner. Nice. What you having? Anything good? I mean, I would assume it's good if it's what you're having for dinner, but you know what I mean. Madison had some chocolate. Nice. A little treat. Bombastus says, slowly checking off stuff on my never-ending to-do list. Boy, do I feel that. Sometimes I think about, like, not creating a to-do list for a day just to see what that would be like, and then it stresses me out, so I don't do it and I make the to-do list. The original was too similar to another, not doing enough on its own. Yeah, I feel that. There are definitely a couple of scenes in the book I've been drafting where I'm like, this is really repetitive compared to an earlier chapter, so I gotta figure out what's going on with that in the next draft. So that'll be my problem later on in the month. Some baked chicken with string beans and rice. Oh, that sounds so good. I had chicken and rice for dinner last night, and it was delicious. Excuse me. Probably gonna have chicken and rice at least once more this week because we have so much chicken. They had chicken on sale, so we have 4 chicken breasts in the freezer. We'll do chicken and rice, probably do chicken and pasta one night. We would do quesadillas, but we forgot to buy shredded cheese. Can't really have a quesadilla without cheese, so that would probably be next week after we go grocery shopping again. Our grocery day is Fridays, so to wait till the end of the week. I have to go to the library this week to pick up some books because I have 2 books that had to come in from other locations that are there now. But I'm going to wait a couple of days because they hold the books for 10 days before they send them back. And 10 days would be, I think, Sunday, but they're closed on Sunday. So, like, maybe Monday, but I'm still going to go this week. But I'm going to give it a few days because, A, I want to finish the library book that I have checked out so I can return it at the same time as I pick up the other ones. And also, I'm waiting on a 3rd book to come in, so it might come in the next few days, and that way I can just get all 3 of those at once. But it's Yellowface by R.F. Kuang is ready to pick up, which I will be reading as part of a vlog along with The Poppy War and Babel, which I own both of those, so I didn't have to check that out. But it's going to be a vlog of me reading R.F. Kuang books. Yeah, I thought so. And then also Psyche and Eros by Luna McNamara, which is a retelling of Psyche and Eros. And that is the Bujo Buddies book club pick. And I can pick up the physical copy, but I'm not going to read it yet because I'm waiting for the audiobook on Libby. And it still says, I have been second in line for this audiobook for like 3 weeks. Like, whoever has this audiobook is not returning it. So, I want to get the audiobook so I could listen while I read, but if it doesn't come in for another like couple weeks, like I'll just read the physical book on its own. And then the one that I'm still waiting to come in from another location is Shadows of Self, which is the second book in the second era of Mistborn. And I'm very excited for that one because I loved The Alloy of Law. It was one of my favorite books that I read last year. It was so good. So, very exciting things coming in at the library. And then I also have some Libby holds that I'm waiting to get. Getting a library card in January was truly life changing. I feel like I've gone a little bit insane requesting books, but I'm waiting on the audiobook for Babel as well because I want to do listening while I read physically, the same as with Psyche and Eros. And then what else am I waiting for on Libby? Let's find out. Yeah, I'm very excited for the rest of my reads this month. Oh, How to Keep House While Drowning, because I've heard good things about that, so I want to read that. And I feel like I haven't read a nonfiction in a while, and that one seemed interesting. Nothing like the promise of a new Libby card. Truly. This is my first library card as an adult. I was very frequent in attending the library as a child all through high school. And then I went away to college. And then the pandemic happened. So, yeah. I did move to Philly a year and a half ago. So it took me a year and a half to get a Philly library card. But you know what? I got it now. So it's fine. Listen, I'm also terrified. Like, I'm so sure that I'm gonna love it, but there's like a voice in the back of my head because Divine Rivals was my favorite book of 2024. It's like, oh, but what if Ruthless Vows tanks? And like, it's not going to. Like, I have faith in Rebecca Ross, but yeah, I'm also a worrier. I think that's part of why I don't continue series. Like, I have a very serious problem with reading the first book in a series and absolutely loving it and then never reading the rest of the series. And I think it's because I'm worried that they're just not going to live up to the first one. But I got to get over that. So I have a goal of this month to read a lot of sequels. So like right now I'm reading The Queen's Resistance, and then I'm going to read A Fire Endless, and then I'm going to read Ruthless Vows. So that's 3 right there. I'm reading Heavenly Tyrant, the sequel to Iron Widow, which isn't finishing out a series because Sheeran did say that they have a third book in that series coming out eventually, probably not for like 5 years, but still, it will catch me up in that series. I am starting a new series because I will be reading The Poppy War, but that's fine. It balances out because there's like other series I am finishing. But I'm trying to get my series under control because right now I'm in the middle of more than 50, and that is stressful. So, A Fire Endless, I have no fear. It slays the house down. But why do you fear for Ruthless Vows? Madison, you're stressing me out now. Why would you fear for Ruthless Vows? Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I don't want to know. Because it's just gonna make me fear more. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Now I'm so scared. Madison, I'm so scared. Why would you do this to me? Oh, hello, the eccentric raven. How's it going? We are chatting about books and specifically sequels because I'm in the middle of a lot of series, and Madison is scaring me. Madison. That's fair. I I liked A River Enchanted, but I didn't love it, and I think it's because I read it off the tail end of The Queen's Rising, and they are just very thematically and like vibe-wise similar. Like they're both very rooted in like a Scottish type setting, and like a lot of the lore is not like the same because like the world building and everything is different, but like they have very similar roots, whereas Divine Rivals is, it feels more English as opposed to Scottish inspired, if that makes sense. Reading them back to back definitely gave me an interesting perspective on all of her different series. So, um, yeah, I did like A River Enchanted, but not as much as Divine Rivals. I really, really love Divine Rivals. And Divine Rivals, it feels like it's definitely new adult in my head. Like it doesn't feel YA to me, but it doesn't fully feel adult either. So, and then I guess I just have to read her other standalone at some point. The Sisters of Something and Something. Maybe is that what it's called? I don't know. Have you read that one, Madison? Her other standalone? If so, let me know what you think. And then she's got another one coming out. So that's exciting. I have a hard time completing authors' backlists as well as series. Like Emily Lloyd Jones wrote my favorite book of all time, and yet she's got like 8 books on her backlist that I've never touched. Like, what's wrong with me? Margaret Rogerson, I did get through her backlist, but she's got a lot fewer books. But also, I didn't read the Christmas short story that she put out last December, so I guess I'm not really technically through her backlist. Yes, that's the exact title. What is it? Sisters of Sword and Song. Okay. So, like, I knew the vibe of the title. This one has a really pretty cover. I like the dark teal color of it. I would read anything Emily Lloyd Jones writes. Like, I'll just pick up all of her stuff. Ooh, there's a giveaway going for Sisters of Sword and Song on Goodreads. Yeah, I'm gonna enter that giveaway. Oh, it's a different cover for the giveaway though. That's weird. I'm still gonna enter. I enter a lot of Goodreads giveaways. Cool, maybe I'll win. But yeah, I would read anything that she's written because I've read the 3 that take place in the same world: the Bone Houses, the Drowned Woods, and then the Wild Huntress. I read last month, and I know she's got a middle grade series, and I know she's got a couple of other miscellaneous books. I think she's got like a duology and like a couple of standalones. So I definitely have a lot to catch up on with her, but I'll get to it eventually. Haven't heard of these authors. Are they romance or fantasy or both? Fantasy. So they all are fantasy authors, mostly YA, some leaning more into new adult, and then Rebecca Ross does have a couple of adult books. So Rebecca Ross wrote, put my cart over here. She's got some standalones like Dreams Lie Beneath, which I read in one day. I read this entire book yesterday, almost 500 pages, because it was that good. Divine Rivals and its sequel, Ruthless Vows. Those, I think Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows are probably her most popular. Like, they're very popular on TikTok and YouTube. They're kind of like World War II-ish inspired, but with gods and stuff. And they're definitely fantasy romance. Emily Lloyd Jones, the books that I've read by her are inspired by Welsh mythology, and so there are like fairies, like fae, but like not Sarah J. Maas type of fae. They're like actual fairy creatures, like the king in the mountains and everything. And then Margaret Rogerson, I feel like, fits a very similar niche, and she's got a bunch of different ones. She's got Enchantment of Ravens, which has fairies in it. She's got Sorcery of Thorns, which is really cool. There's like magic books and libraries and stuff. And also Disaster Bisexual Love Interest, who I adore. What else did she write? Vespertine, which is really cool. That's got like a Kick-Ass Nun as the main character. Yeah. Those three are definitely three of my, like, recent favorite authors. Like, I haven't known about them for a long time. I think Emily Lloyd Jones is the one I've known about the longest, and I picked up her book in, like, 2022. So, like, the past few years. But, like, I adore everything I've read from those authors. I'm forever sad that Vespertine does not have a sequel. Yeah, it was supposed to be the start of a series, but I've read somewhere that Margaret Rogerson was, like, she was in a very bad mental place when she was writing it. I think it might have been during the pandemic, but, like, she was just, like, it was very unhealthy for her to produce that book, and so, like, as much as she would like to go back and give more books the way it was originally intended, she just is not in the headspace to do that. So I understand. As much as I'm sad that doesn't have sequels, like, I get it. Yeah, during the pandemic. We can't all be Brandon Sanderson locking ourselves away and popping back out a year later with 5 more books. Unfortunately. Yeah. I feel like there's a couple of other authors that fit similar, like, niches, like Margaret Owen. I've heard really good things about. Margaret Owen and Margaret Rogerson are actually very close friends. I follow both of them on Tumblr. And I've heard really good things about Margaret Owen's books, even though I have not read any. She wrote Little Thieves. Is that the first book in the series? And then The Merciful Crow is a duology, I believe. Like, she's got a trilogy and a duology. And I've heard great things, so I'd like to check out her books too, especially because I've heard that it's a very similar vibe. Yeah. Yeah. So, if I didn't have a million books to read already, like, I would definitely be checking her stuff out, but as established, I am insane and have a TBR a mile long. V.E. Schwab is another author that I have never read from before, surprisingly. I know she's got, like, 5 million books, but she's one that I want to do my, like, author taste test videos for. So, like, Rebecca Ross, I read the first books in her trilogies for an author taste test video. You can check out that vlog on my channel if you want. I think that was in December. And then R.F. Kuang, I'll be filming her taste test vlog later on this month. So you can look forward to that probably next month, the video going out. And then V.E. Schwab is on that list. Who else? I have like an entire document with a list of people. Margaret Owen is one of them. Ava Reed, Leigh Bardugo, Maddie Stiefvater, like, all of these super popular authors that I somehow just have never read from before. I want to take, like, 2 or 3 of their books and, like, see if they're authors that I like. So, if there's any suggestions anyone else has, I'm always open to add more people to the list. My TBR is really long too, and I keep finding more books I want to read. Many are children's books and books by authors I already love. Yeah, fair enough. I cannot blame you for that. I have fewer, like, new releases than usual that I'm excited about. Like, I definitely have new releases I'm excited about, but a lot of books that I, like, am wanting to read in this moment are, like, from the backlists of authors that I already know I love. If you enjoyed Brave the movie, don't read Maggie Stiefvater's book about it. I don't know if I've ever seen Brave. But speaking of Disney movies, I think it's Margaret Owen just had a cover reveal for the book that she's writing that's, like, a Tangled novelization, which I've also never seen Tangled. So, yeah. What? I have a list on my of new releases I'm interested in too, but that's on my phone. For some reason, some of my lists are on my phone and some are on my computer. But, like, Scythe and Sparrow comes out this month. Silver Throat, by Siri Pedersen. We're finally getting the sequel to Iron Wolf after years. Oh, I froze. Can you still hear me? I have to do settings, camera. Please connect. I'm back. Woo! Okay, cool. I just looked up and noticed my camera was frozen. Katie's book is coming out in June. Lazelle's got a new book coming out in July, and then Rebecca Ross has a new book coming out in September. So, very excited. Okay, thank you, friends. I feel like I've been blabbering on, and we should probably do our last sprint. We don't even have time for the full 44. Why don't we do the 33-33? Why not? It's a little bit cursed. For those who have not seen this timer yet, I apologize in advance, but it's a little bit weird. There is lore behind it, but I'm not going to get into that. So we have the salty nut timer, which is 33-33, and as with the other ones, this is from Violet, whose channel has been changed. She was writing Violet, and now she's Read Write Rat Queen, but she's got so many timers, and they're all so fun. So we will do a 33-minute, 33-second timer. This will be the last sprint of the night. So get all your stuff done. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, friends. That was the end of our third and final sprint. Be sure to let me know how that went for y'all. I did finish the VOD that I was watching, so that's good. We did lose Alice a little bit ago. And then the eccentric Raven says, I just finished The Princess in Black and the Mermaid Princess by Shannon Hale and Dean Hale. Very cute book. I'm giving it to my nieces. Nice. I have. What book do I have that's Shannon Hale? Princess Academy. That's the one that I have on my shelves that I've had since I was younger. And I think is really cute. I reread it a couple years ago and really liked it still, so that's why I kept it. Oh, I'm so tired. Wow. Oh, geez. I really gotta go to sleep. And Madison says, I've been revising my Libby account saves. Very fair. I've tagged a lot of books on Libby. Started creating a wedding Excel spreadsheet. Wow, I don't know why I stumbled over that so bad. And I'm low-key stressing. That's fair. I feel like weddings are definitely stressful to plan and figure out. My best friend is getting married August of next year, so 2026. So she's been doing all of the first steps of wedding planning these past couple of months. She got engaged in last spring, I want to say. So, yeah. And Margot's halfway through rewriting the replacement scene. Yay! Princess Academy is one of Raven's favorite books. Is it okay to call you Raven? Is that fine? Is there another name you want to go by? Just let me know. Yeah, it's real cute. Another series where I never continued on because I think there's 2 other books after it. Oh my god, why am I yawning so much? You're welcome for streaming, JC. I always have a good time. I managed to finish up social media scheduling, so it was productive. Nice. I love that for you. I've given up on keeping an upload schedule on Instagram, so now it's just whenever I have something to post, I post there. But like my YouTube schedule has been consistent for eons, so I don't have to worry about that. Oh, I think I'm just gonna, after the stream, hang out downstairs until my boyfriend is ready for bed and then go to sleep. I am so tired, so I think just vibing for a little bit is gonna be the way to go. But yeah, we have made it through the 3 hours. We've done our 3 sprints. I think they're pretty good sprints. I had a great time hanging out with y'all, as always. Yeah, I stayed up late the past couple of nights because there was Thursday night was Critical Role. I stayed up a little bit to watch. I stayed up until I think like 1 a.m. And then Katie Ann's Friday night stream, I stayed up. And then last night I stayed up to finish reading Dreams Lie Beneath. So it's been several days since I've gone to bed at a reasonable hour. So yeah, I definitely am not going to stay up late tonight. So I'm going to hit all of the buttons. Once again, thank you all for showing up and hanging out. It's been lovely, and I will see you next Sunday for some more sprints.